It would be a lie if I said that it hadn't changed my life, because it definitely has. But I will say, especially after all this process that I've been through, that it has definitely been for the better. I I usually say that the worst thing that ever happened to me is the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'll explain you why. Because being a young gay man in Copenhagen at the time, I got diagnosed in 2014, I was already struggling with what most people are already struggling with, and you don't even have to be gay, you know, society's ideals, body issues. I wasn't, like, my career wasn't really going through it. Everything just kind of didn't work out, and then on top of that, when I got HIV, a whole new set of reality just kind of set in for me. Like, first of all, the stigma in Copenhagen is very different than it is here, obviously, but we kind of have to talk about stigma and talk about this on two planes, on two levels. There is kind of like the official way we see things, like on paper. For instance, on paper, Malta is doing super well. And they are, and I congratulate Malta for having, you know, achieved the first spot on ILGA's rainbow map. And it has to be the way, this is the right direction. But then there's what's happening in the scene, and everyone who is in any community, doesn't have to be the LGBTQ scene, it can be any particular grouping of people, know that there's always like the official things, and then there's what we talk about.
To different reality.
In our day, yes. So basically what we concluded is there is a vicious circle of people are not speaking out because they're afraid to be stigmatized. And they're stigmatized because there's a lack of information, and the lack of information is because there's no money from the government, and the government doesn't, and then it kind of just goes that way. So one thing we can do as a community, where we can maybe break this vicious circle, is at least talk and start being kinder to one another and stop demonizing and stigmatizing each other. What I can see, because I read the LGBTQ action plan written by Helena Dali, I think, from now and until 2023, 25, something like that. And I have to say, it looks really good. I mean, I know it's on paper and I know that's not the truth, but it's nice to have that recognition that there are people in government working in our favor, also in terms of HIV and treatment and PrEP, to optimize those. So it's not like a completely unknown land in the government either. So the government has to continue their work, that's my message to them, and take advantage of the people who want to help. My message to people living with the HIV in Malta and who are afraid of it, well, first and foremost, there is nothing to be afraid of. I do understand the fear because I've had it myself, but we can only do our best to individually try to open up for this this topic. And it's not easy, it's not going to happen tomorrow, I know, but I also always offer people who feel the need to talk to someone, they're always welcome to contact me. They can contact you and get my information through you, they're always welcome to do that, so they don't feel that they are alone with this. Because what I felt back in the day when I fell into depression was isolation. And I think isolation is a feeling that many people can relate to, regardless of its being HIV, or their sexual identity, or their sexual or their gender. Isolation is something everyone can feel, and it can be very, very damaging. So there is no need for that. There are always people to talk to, and if not anyone in your circles that you can reach out to, then reach out to the Allied Rainbow communities. Clayton, who is there, he's always an amazing person to ask for help. Ask for myself if I can be in any assistance. That would be my message to them. And to the general public, read.